Earth is a continuous sphere. There are no physical lines between countries. Borders exist only on maps, inside servers, and within human agreements. If they disappear, geography stays the same, but the social structure of the world becomes more connected. Flows of people, goods, and ideas begin moving without legal obstacles. The planet starts functioning as a single system, where distance still exists, but barriers vanish, allowing resources and opportunities to circulate more freely. Hi, my name is Yalera. When borders disappear, the planet turns into one enormous open city. You walk out to buy bread, and theoretically, you could keep walking all the way to another ocean. The world used to be divided into "you're allowed here" and "you're not allowed there." Now, it's divided into one simple question: where today? And a strange feeling appears. There's more freedom, but also more movement everywhere. It's as if the planet stopped being a collection of locked rooms and became one big, slightly noisy, but very alive space. You wanted a global world. Here it is, just without doors. How will Earth's population move? How will resources be redistributed? What happens to state systems? How does the economy change? What happens to conflicts? Who sets the rules? Can the world function without geographic barriers? And what does this have to do with borders, logistics, law, data, passports, markets, armies, infrastructure, control? People begin to move like water, toward places with space, work, and life. According to the UN, more than 280 million people already live outside their country of birth. Without borders, this process simply becomes more honest and faster. You find a city where you feel good, and the city actually becomes better, because new ideas and skills arrive with you. A world without borders isn't a crowd. It's a global flow learning how to distribute itself. Today, about 80% of global GDP is produced in just a few dozen regions. Without borders, capital, knowledge, and labor begin moving to where they are needed most. This reduces overload in wealthy centers and accelerates development in under-resourced areas. Infrastructure, education, and technology start leveling out across the planet. The economy slowly shifts from competing countries to a network of complementary regions. When borders disappear, many trade barriers disappear with them. Today, about 30% of a product's global cost comes from logistics, tariffs, and border delays. Without them, supply chains become shorter and cheaper. Food, energy, and technology move directly to where they're needed. The global economy stops being a battlefield of markets and becomes a distributed system where efficiency depends on coordination, not political lines. You're no longer a foreign specialist. You're just a specialist. You get hired not because you have the right passport, but because you know how to do something. And suddenly, the world starts to look like LinkedIn that escaped containment. Only instead of likes, there are real cities, real projects, and real salaries. The planet starts selecting people by skills, not birthplace, which, honestly, makes a lot more sense. Ecological systems don't recognize borders. Rivers, wind, and climate ignore passports. Without national barriers, managing water, energy, and emissions becomes global. Already today, about 70% of freshwater flows and 80% of carbon flows cross national boundaries. In a borderless world, resources are distributed according to planetary physics, not politics. This allows crises to be prevented before they become catastrophes. No borders does not mean no rules. It means global systems of security and law become even more important. Crime, cyber threats, and epidemics are tracked at the planetary level. Modern systems already analyze billions of data points in real time. A world without borders isn't chaos. It's a system with a wider field of view, where threats are seen before they grow. When borders disappear, Earth begins operating like a single technological platform. Energy grids, internet, satellites, transport, and manufacturing merge into a global infrastructure. One region generates energy, another processes data, a third produces food. Civilization no longer lives inside state modules. It becomes one distributed system optimized for the entire planet. When borders disappear, cultural filters disappear too. Music, languages, food, and traditions mix faster than ever. Already today, over 60% of global content is consumed outside its country of origin. In a borderless world, culture becomes a global language. People don't borrow culture anymore. They live inside a shared cultural field where diversity doesn't vanish, it intensifies. You're no longer an immigrant. You're just a person who moved. You rent an apartment, find a job, forget where you left your keys. Same routine, just without a paperwork marathon. The planet suddenly works like one giant city, where you can change neighborhoods without completing a quest called Visa. And it becomes clear, borders were never really protection. They were a very expensive subscription to movement. When territorial borders disappear, politics stops being about land. It becomes management of processes. Instead of our and their economies, global flows of production, science, and technology emerge. Decisions are made not to defend territory, but to optimize the system. Planetary governance starts to resemble managing a complex network, where data, forecasting, and resilience matter most. Without borders, Earth stops looking like a map and starts looking like a system. Atmosphere, oceans, cities, and people are connected by flows of energy, resources, and information. When lines disappear, it becomes obvious. Humanity has always been one organism, just with a very strange habit of cutting itself into pieces. Global cooperation stops being an idea. It becomes a physical necessity. A world without borders isn't a loss of identity. It's an expansion of identity. We stop being citizens of separate land parcels and become residents of a planet. Economy, culture, and science begin operating at Earth scale, not inside lines on a map. Maybe erasing borders isn't a utopia. Maybe it's simply the next stage of civilization growing up.
A borderless world begins not with maps, but with trust.
Subscribe, like, hit the bell, and keep upgrading your brain.